All right, y'all, here we go. This is how to solve the Rubik's Cube in 6 steps. Basically, I think 4 of those are actually memorized moves. So I love puzzles. I've always loved the Rubik's Cube ever since I was little, but I could never quite solve it on my own until somebody taught me a few different moves I had to memorize to kind of finish it up. So that's the way I'm teaching you guys. If you're kind of like me and just not quite smart enough to figure it out on your own, this will enable you to learn a way, memorize a few moves, and be able to solve the cube. This is the way that I taught my son, and it's just always fun to grab a cube and be able to solve it at any time. I think it only takes me about a minute to do once you learn the moves. But here we go. So the first thing, kind of the basics of a cube. If hopefully you've played around with them before, it'll make it easier if you have. But just kind of the basics of a cube. So any of these pieces around the edges, you can move around to different spots. The corners, the sides or middles, whatever you want to call them, you can move those around to different spots. What you can't move around are the centers. Those are always going to stay the same, and that's what determines what color that face is going to be. So just keep that in mind. You can never move these centers anywhere. You can only move the corners or the middles. So we're going to pick a color for the top, and it's going to be white. So step 1 is to get a plus sign on the top. So we want to make sure we get all white up top, but in addition to that plus sign, we also have to make sure that the other color, so obviously this is going to be white, the other color is going to match this centerpiece. So we want to make a plus sign, but we also want to make sure the other color of this piece that we put up here matches. So that's step 1. So we're going to find a white. So we got a white middle piece here. We're just looking at middle pieces, and we're looking for the white ones to go up top. So this is a white and an orange. No matter where this piece goes, it's going to be white and orange. So basically we want to locate the orange middle. So right here we got the orange middle, we still got white up top, and here's our white piece. So we can't just move it up because that moves the middle out of the way. So we want to move it out of the way first. The easiest way, if it was on the bottom, you can just swing it up, but it's not on the bottom. So what you want to do is you want to move it out of the way first, either right or left. Move it out of the way and then bring this middle one down. So just the middle down, and then bring it over to where the white's there, and then we can take it back up. So now we have white and orange, so it matches. So we're gonna look for another white one. Here we got white and pink. Okay, so we want it right here. So because white's on the bottom, the easiest way to do it is just flip this over. So basically just flip it over to where white's on the top. Now we have white and pink. So we got one line of our plus sign. So let's look for another one. We got this one here. It's going to be white and green. So that's blue, so we don't want it there. So let's move it over to where we want it, right here. So this is green, this is white. This is the piece we want right here. So let's just move it up top. Right there. All right, so now we're just missing one more. So we want the white and blue one. So where's the white and blue one at? It's right here. So basically we don't want to mess this one up or this one up, so we need to kind of move it out of the way. This is when it gets a little tricky sometimes. We're just going to move this down so we can get on the bottom, but again we don't want to lose this one, so let's move this out of the way before we take it up top. So we still have the white and orange one, but now we got the white one on the bottom right here, and we can just swing that up to the top. And now we have step 1 complete. Plus sign up top, and they all match the color of the sides. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, again, it's not a memorized move. This is just, we're basically going to solve the top, and we're going to make T's on the sides. So same thing with the middles. We want to make sure it's the right color. So when we put the white corners up, we want to make sure these are all pink, these are all green. Okay, so now we're just looking at corners, either corners that are already up here or corners on the bottom. We're going to find the white ones. So the easiest way to start is to look on the bottom and see if there's a white that's facing you. So right here we have a white facing us. We're going to look at other colors on it. So we got pink and blue. So we want to make sure we put it in there. So we got pink, this is green, this is blue. So we know this corner is going to go right up here with white on top, and then pink here and blue here. So we want to put it where it goes, and we want the white to face us. Okay, that way that's our working side. So white's facing us, we got pink and blue. We can't just move it up because that's going to move this piece out of the way. So what we have to do is move it out of the way first. we want it away from this face. So we want to be able to turn this face down without moving this piece. So let's move this out of the way and then bring this side down. That way we can move it back on the bottom and move it back up. Now we have blue, pink, and white, just where we want it. So let's see if there's another one. Here's another one. We got a white facing us. That's where we want it. We got blue and orange. So orange and blue, so we want it here. So let's bring it over here, find out which side's facing us. The white's facing us over here. So this is our working side with the side that's facing us. Again, we can't just go straight up with it. So let's move it out of the way first and then bring it down, put it over, and then back up. Now we have white, blue, and orange. So we have that blue T there. That's what we're trying to get all around the sides. So here's a good example. This is the right spot, but we don't have the white on the top. So we got to get it out of the way first. So let's bring this down. And now, so we can take this white back up, let's move this out of the way because this is the piece we're looking for. Let's move it out of the way so we can take this back up. And now we have the white facing us like we want. So let's move it over. We want it here. We just want the white on top. So we want the white up there. So put it facing us, move it out of the way, bring this side down, and then over and up. Now we have the orange T. So it looks like we're only missing one. Again, it's in the right spot. It's just not looking right. So we're going to get it out of the way first. So bring it down, over, and up. Now, if you ever run into this, I wanted to show you this. So the white's on the bottom, so it's never going to be facing us, right? So the quickest way, there's an easier way to do it, but the best way is just to kind of get the white facing you. So we want to get it to the corner where you want it and just slide that corner down. And what that does is it brings this over here. See how it switches over here now, and it's going to be facing us. So we're going to slide it around out of the way. That way we know it's not messing with it. And we can take that back up because we don't want to lose those two whites. Now we have the white facing us like we're used to. But we don't want to move it. We don't want to do this. We want it facing us. Okay? We can't go straight up with it because we'll lose those two. So move it out of the way, down and over, and then that gets it up. So there's lots of different ways to get to this point. So you don't have to take my ways. That's just a couple ways to kind of move the corners and the sides around so you can solve the top and get your T's. But once you get to this point in the cube, then there's going to be 4 more moves that are just memorized moves to figure out the rest of the cube. All right, so that's steps 1. Step 1 is the plus sign. Step 2, solve the top and get the T's. And once you get to this point, we'll move on to step 3. All right, step 3, we're going to solve basically the second level. So we're going to take all these middle pieces and get them in the right spot. So this is going to be a memorized move. You don't really have to understand exactly what's happening. It definitely helps, but you don't have to. So we're going to find, let's start with this one. So we got green and orange. We're going to find the middle piece that's green and orange, and it happens to be right here. So we basically want to find a move that's going to move this to there. So we're going to always keep white on the top, and then we're going to look at the bottom is orange. So we're going to put it away from its color. So orange and orange, keep it on the bottom. We want it away from it on the other side. So orange is here. This is the piece we're trying to move from here to here. Okay? Move from here to here. So you find it first. You hope it's on the bottom. You have green on this side. Look at the bottom color is orange. So you put it across from that color. All right? And then the side that's across from it, that's your working side. The other color is facing you. So this is the face. This is left. This is right. This is top. This is bottom. This is middle. So when you hear me say left, right, top, face, those are kind of the different sides. You got face, you got left, right, top, and then middle. All right? So again, we're trying to put it here. You find the piece first. You look at the bottom. It's orange. Put it away from its color. Keep it on the bottom. The other side facing you. So then this is your working sides because you're trying to replace this piece. So this is the move you have to memorize. So down with your working side, down. And when I say towards on the bottom, all that means is you go towards the side that you come down with. So I'm going down on the left side. So you go left with the bottom, and then back up with these two whites. You don't want to lose those. So back up with the left side, and then you're going to go down or back towards with the left, down with the face, and then back with the bottom, because you bring that white back. That probably got really confusing and I did not explain it very well. So let's do that again. But you can see there, it basically put that piece that we wanted from down here to up here. So let's find another one. So we got blue and orange, and let's find it hopefully on the bottom. Blue and orange. So you look at the bottom is orange. So right now it's right underneath it. We want it on the opposite side. So let's swing it around to where orange is across from orange. So we want to take this piece and put it right here. All right. So this is going to be, this time our working side is going to be over here. We got the piece where we want it. Make sure we put it right where we want it, across from the color. And then the other side facing us. So the blue side is our face now. And we're going to go down with the right, and then towards, and then back up with the right, and then towards again on the bottom, and then down with the face, and then we're going to basically bring that white back around to take it up. So away from on the bottom, or back to the left, and then up with the face. So we bring the whites back up, and that takes our blue and orange one and puts it right there. All right, so we got these two. Now we just got to get these two. And if you ever have, sometimes you'll have like a green and pink one. Watch, let me show you real quick. So this is green and pink. This is the one. If we do it the opposite way, and we don't go across from green, we go across from pink like this, it's going to put it backwards here. So we do the same move. See what that does? That's why it's important to do it. Puts it in there, but it's backwards. So if that's the case, if you ever are looking for a piece and it's in the wrong spot, you just have to basically do the move on that side to get it out of there and over to the bottom. So down on the working side, towards, back up with the working side, towards, down with the face, and then away from, and then back up with the face. All right, and then that pulls that piece down to the bottom again. So let's find it. And this time we'll do it the right way. So you got green and pink here. We want to put this right here. So we look at the bottom color's green, so we want it across from green. There we go. We got pink facing us, green away from green. So this is our working side. Go down with our working side, down, towards it with the bottom, back up, towards it again with the bottom, down with the face, back with the bottom, and then back up with the face. And there we go. So one more time and we will be all done with that step. So we want pink and blue. Let's look for it on the bottom. Pink and blue. Pink's on the bottom. We got pink away from pink, right where we want it. Blue is going to be our face. This is our working side. Down, towards, up, towards, down with the face, and then back with the bottom, and then back up with the face. And there we go. We are done with step 3. We've solved the middles. Basically, we have the first 2 levels solved. Good to go. Moving on to step number 4, which is another memorized move. And all it is basically a move to get your corners in the right spot. So there's 4 corners. We want to make sure they're all 4 in the right spot in the right order. The thing about the corners is they do not have to look right. They just have to be in the right spot. So blue and pink. Let's find blue and pink. There it is. This one happens to work right. We know the bottom's going to be yellow. Blue, pink, yellow. So the goal for to find out where to do this corner piece is to get 2 adjacent corners that are in the right spot. So let's take a look at this one. Orange and blue. That is not right. Let's look at this one. Pink and green. That is right. So even though it doesn't look right, you got the bottom one on the side. It is the right spot. That corner goes there. It just needs to be flipped around a little bit. But this one is right and this one is right. So I'm going to put those in one hand. It doesn't matter if it's a left or right. We're going to check these other 2 corners. Blue and orange, that's not right. Green and orange, that's not right. So basically these 2 corners need to switch. So there's we call it the corner move. So you can either have, so these are the two right corners. You can either have them in the left side, or you can have the two corners in the right side. Either way, we'll do it in the left. So these are the two corners that are right, this one and this one. These are the wrong corners. So you have, basically your working side is going to be the two corners that are correct. All right. If the two corners are over here, then you'd go down first with this one. So this is a very easy move. So the two corners that are correct, you go down with that side towards, and then you go down with the opposite side towards, and then it basically brings this white over. So you go take that white back up, and then you bring the bottom back over, and then go back up, and that flips those corners around. So you'll see we got this corner's right, this corner's right, this corner, it doesn't look right, but it is the right spot. We got green and pink, and we got pink and blue. All right, so that's step 4. Step 5, so now whatever we do with these corners, no matter how we move them around, they're going to remain in the right order. So that's all that matters now, is those corners are in the right order. Step 5 is to get the middles down to the bottom. We want a plus sign on the bottom of yellow. So these two are in the right spot. These two are not. So you want to identify the sides that need to go down to the bottom. And we lucked out because they are next to each other, which is what we want. So you want one facing you and one on the side. Whichever side it's on, that tells you which side to move the bottom. So I'll show you in a second. So you can either have it like this is your face, and when we do the bottom, we're going to go towards this other yellow one, or you can have it like this, where you got one facing you and one on the left, and then we'd go towards the other one on the left. So whichever one your other yellow's on, or your other bottom color, that tells you which side to go on the bottom. So one towards you and one on the side. And basically you're going to go down with just the middle row. So middle down, and this is a very easy move. Middle down, and then we go towards that other yellow on the bottom. Then we go back up with the middle, just the middle, and towards it again on the bottom. Back down with the middle, and then towards it again on the bottom. Back up with the middle, towards it again on the bottom. And basically just keep rotating that until the white comes back, or the top color comes back. See, now we came back, so we go back up with it. And what that does is it moves those yellows down. So we have a plus sign of yellows. And that's all we want with that 5th move. So that's step number 5. Let me see if I can show you. I'm going to pause it real quick so I can get it looking like if they're across from each other. All right, they're not across, but I want to show you. So if you do it wrong, you have this one and this one that need to go down. But if I don't go towards the side that the other yellow is, if I go this way again, I'll show you what happens. So down with the middle, over, I'm going to go fast, but basically just down, up, and just keep rotating until that white comes back. And what that does, see how now I have a solid line, but these are across from each other. That's what happens if you do it wrong. But if you're ever trying to solve it and they're across from each other, you basically just have to do the move twice. So it doesn't matter which one, you just want one of the yellows facing you, or one of the bottom colors facing you, and you just do that move. So, and you can go either side here. So down, you can either go this way or this way, but just make sure when you pick a side, you continue to go that way. Then back up with the middle, over, back down to the middle, over, back up with the middle, over, back down to the middle, over, until the white comes back. And now we have them side by side. So we'll do the same move again, down, towards that side, make sure you go towards the other yellow side, back up, back down, back up, back down, until we get it back, and that moves all the yellows down. All right, so that's step 5. I don't really have a name for that, just a plus sign on the bottom, or the middle move. Well, that's a pretty easy move to memorize, probably the easiest one. Corner's pretty easy too. None of these are very difficult. The last move is the fish move. And basically you're going to have to do it multiple times, but it's the same move. You just have to know where to do it to solve the Rubik's Cube. So the goal is to get a fish on the bottom. You can imagine if this is blue too, if this is a different color, see how the yellow kind of makes a fish? Let me get it to make a fish real quick. So the fish move, Basically, you get a working side. You have your top, you have your face. Instead of going toward, you're going to go away from on the bottom, back up, away from on the bottom, back down, then around twice. Doesn't matter the direction, you're going to bring the white one back. That's the fish move. All right, let's see if we have a fish. We still don't have a fish. So I'm just going to keep doing the fish move until I get a fish on the bottom. All right. And again, there's certain little tricks as far as, you know, which side to do the fish move on to get the fish on the bottom. But in reality, you can just keep doing the fish move somewhere until you see a fish on the bottom. So this is what you want. We have a fish on the bottom. Whenever we have that, we're going to hold it like this with the top in our index finger, the bottom with our thumb. We know we have a fish on the bottom. We know the bottom's yellow. So we're going to basically spin this around until we see a yellow. So we see a yellow. We're going to push on that yellow. Push. Another yellow. Push on any yellows. Push. All right, this one's not a yellow, so we go back to the last yellow. So again, spin it, you find your last yellow, whichever side. If the yellows are on this side, then I'd be spinning it this way, but the yellows are on this side. So spin, spin, that's our last yellow. So that's where we're gonna stop, and this is the side we're gonna do our fish move on. So we find bottom color, we have a fish, we wanna find the yellows, find the last yellow when you're spinning it. Hold it like this, spin, spin, spin. That's the last one because that's not yellow. So let's go back to this one. And this is where we're going to do the fish move. So fish move. This is where you're going to do it. You're going to go down with that side. Again, this is the only time you go away from. Back up, away, back down. And then you can either go, doesn't matter the direction, just go twice on the bottom until you get your white back and back up. Now, we should have one solid, and we're going to match this to see. So we got this looks right. That does not, that does not, that does not. So we have the bottom, but 3 of the sides are messed up. So we find the side that's correct, and we put it behind us, the back. Okay? So white is always our top. We got our bottom solved now, at least for a minute. And then we're just going to do the fish move again. But the solid side tells us where we're going to do the fish move. So we go back down. We're going to look at this color, and that color tells us where we're doing our fish move. Okay, so it's orange. So we go away from that orange side, if that makes sense. So we look at the color, a solid color goes in the back. We look at this color, orange is over here, so we know this is going to be our working side. I know that gets a little confusing, but that kind of tells you if you do the fish move here or here. So because orange is over here, we're going to do the fish move right here. Let's go down, away, up, away, down, around twice. And that should give us another fish on the bottom. So what do we do when we get a fish? Hold it like this. Yellow, yellow, no yellow. So we go back to this one. Do the fish move one more time. Down, away, up, away, down, around twice. And what do we have? We have a solved Rubik's Cube. So there you go. Hopefully that was clear as mud. You might have to rewind that a few times at certain points. But those are the moves that I memorized to figure it out. Once you get a solved Rubik's Cube, there's lots of different things you can do. You can go around twice. You can do a little checkerboard action. Basically the same pattern at all once it's solved. If you just do it enough, it'll get back to normal. Well, there's lots of cool designs you can do once you get the solved Rubik's Cube. But anyways, hopefully that helps y'all out as far as figuring the Rubik's Cube out. There's a little flower, they call it. But again, 6 moves. Easy as pie. And hopefully this helps y'all solve the cube. If you have any questions, let me know. I know this isn't the normal content that I do, but me and my son love the Rubik's Cube, and I figured it'd be fun to do a video on how to solve it. For those of you that aren't geniuses, but still want to know how to solve a cube, when you see it in someone's house, you can pick it up and look really smart by solving it in like a minute. All right, I figure a fun way to end the video would be to solve it as fast as I can. I'm definitely not as good as I once was, so it's probably going to take a couple minutes, but see if we can do it. So here we go. 3, we're going to start with white up top again. That means yellow is going to be on bottom. So Again, first step, plus sign, and then we get the T's, and then we get the second layer, then we do corners, then we get the middles, plus sign down, and then we do the fish move to solve it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Trying to get that plus sign first. Where's my last white? There it is. Gonna get it out of the way. All right, there we go. Now let's get the T's. Orange and green, there we go. Getting closer to the T's. Sorry, I don't have the right colored Rubik's Cube. Ours broke not too long ago. So we're using this funky colored one. So we got the T's. Now we're going to go with the middles. Orange and blue. And blue, and here we go. And all right, we got that. Now we're going to do the corners. So those two are right. Oh, all our corners are right. We lucked out. Now we're going to get the middles. This one's the easiest move to do fast. All right, got the bottom. We need a fish. So we're just going to do a random fish to get a fish, hopefully. No, that's not a fish. There's different tricks to know where to do it, but I don't remember all of them. Oh, man. Okay, I do remember this one. All right, let's do it there, and that should give us a fish. Got a fish. Yellow, yellow, yellow. That's the last yellow. All right, now where's our solid? Blue. Put that in the back. Pink is over here, so we're going to do this side. Yellow, yellow, fish. This should be the last one. And bam, done. I don't know how long that took, but there you go. The Rubik's Cube is solved. Hope that helps. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And now you know how to solve the Rubik's Cube. So have fun impressing your friends and family.